Good morning, my friends. It is a beautiful November morning. My name is Lama Jigme Gyatso. I'm the non-sectarian Buddhist monk, teacher, healer, and tantrika. Today we're going to do a very short guided meditation, actually only about 20 seconds long. In the tantric subdivision of the Mahayana, we tend to begin our compassion training by performing a rather sentimental contemplation. Now, in all groups containing enthusiastic participants, whether they be spiritual, or religious, or secular, or scientific, or creative, or recreational, or culinary, or dealing with the arts, whatever your group of enthusiasts, the majority will tend to be fundamentalist, the minority will tend to be liberal. The fundamentalist majority is motivated by fear, governed by rigidity, manifesting intolerance, various forms of crankiness, and eventually aggression. If I was a fundamentalist, I would really believe the following contemplation. But I'm not. I'm a liberal. So I don't believe in belief. I simply play with the following contemplation. Neither believing or disbelieving, simply observing. It has the emotional and intellectual effects that I desire. I'm a sci-fi geek. When I was a little boy, I watched reruns of Star Trek, the original series. And when I think about the Star Trek 3, I think about Kirk in the middle. Think about Spock and Dr. McCoy. Spock, very, very logical. McCoy, very sentimental. This following contemplation is as sentimental as Dr. McCoy. The reasoning is as follows. What are some of the reasons that I could have had past lives? What are some of the reasons that the quantity of my previous past lives could be innumerable? What are some of the reasons that in each of my previous lives I've had two parents? What are some of the reasons that if my number of past lives is innumerable, then my number of previous mothers could also be innumerable? What are some of the ways that each of my mothers could have performed at least one, if not several, no less many, kind acts on my behalf? How many living beings are there right now in this planet and in all the planets of the universe? How could all the living beings alive at this moment be innumerable? How could all my previous kind mothers now be the innumerable living beings upon this and all other worlds? And that's a whole lot of contemplations. So we condense it down into just one contemplation. How could each be kind mom? And remember, as with all my contemplative questions, this is rhetorical. The power comes not from trying to answer this question. The power comes from reciting the question on the in-breath and the out-breath, while simultaneously being mindful of the quality of the in-breath and intending to relax as much as we can on the out-breath. Those four things, the words on the in-breath, the quality of breath on the in-breath, the words on the out-breath, the relaxation on the out-breath. If you enthusiastically play with these four things, your progress will be inevitable. Let's start in. Head over shoulders, shoulders over hips, left hand palm up in the lap, right hand palm up in the right. How could each be kind mom? I call this condensation of this set of Buddhist contemplations simply universal motherhood. It's good to be aware of what we feel, whether it be pleasurable or painful, whether it be beautiful or ugly. But sometimes we can make the mistake of striving to justify, minimize, or rationalize and fatalize what we feel. Huge mistake. And in order to do that, we often go into story and fantasy, both of which are traps. Let's simply be aware of what we feel towards other people, whether they be friends, enemies, or strangers. And then in an effort to tame the less than glorious emotions we sometimes feel towards others, there's the possibility that person who just cut us off in traffic could be one of our previous kind mothers. I'm not saying it's definite, we're saying it's a possibility. And we find that consideration of that possibility, no matter how remote, to be liberating. How could each be kind mom? The Monday night series of weekly webinars begins December 2nd. If you live in the greater Los Angeles area, you're welcome to attend in person. If not, you're welcome to attend via Skype. There's only so much room in my physical venue. There's only so much room in my Skype auditorium. So use the link below at lamajigme.com to register today. If you have any questions or comments or just want to send me a cyber hug, please do so using the Facebook link below. May you and yours be healthy and happy. Om Mani Padme Hum. Bye-bye.